Welcome back for another little pep talk. I just spent a weekend at Powerhouse Women and another event, and it was incredible. It was so incredible. It was so good to get back out there, to feel like a human again, to feel alive again. I feel like is what that did for me. I am very energized getting into crowds of people. I get really lit up. For those of you that have been following this journey, like, no, I was really in a funk. I was like hating everything about this new life that we just moved into. I was feeling super excited. And then we got here and I was like, oh my gosh, like there's a cinder block wall outside my office window. I'm not used to living in a city. I'm really enjoying the convenience of the stores. And so it was just like really funny how my brain just wanted to be like, this is all awful. And it's not. It's really not. But Powerhouse Women, I want to share with you one of my biggest takeaways through this, and that is pass external knowledge through your internal wisdom filter. What I loved about this is the fact that we all have our own unique life wisdom. We all have experiences that we have gone through. And as a coach, it is so important for me to make sure that you are listening to your own inner voice. This is why I love breathwork so much, is because it helps you connect with that inner voice. But I can tell you steps that I've taken. I can help guide you. I can help keep you out of the weeds. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what feels good for you to do and what feels good for you to leave behind. And so I think a lot of times when we hire coaches or whatever, we kind of put them up on a pedestal because we're like, well, they've created the life that we desire, they've created the business that we desire. And so I should listen to every single thing that they are saying. I should do it exactly like them. And believe me, it does not feel good. I did this for the longest time. I was taking in too many voices and I was really putting them up on a pedestal, thinking, well, they have the business that I desire to have and they have the life that I desire to live. So I need to do it exactly how they did, or I'm not going to get there. And this is not true. You are actually not going to get there if you do not listen to yourself. And so I want you to think about your life right now, because this is who I help. I help moms. I help you create a life you love with kids in tow, right? I help you stop shitting all over yourselves. Why do we shit all over ourselves? Because you're afraid of what other people are going to think. If you change it up, you might be afraid of the comments your mom might make, your siblings, whatever. They're going to be like, well, why don't you do it this way? Like, mom always did it this way. It was great. I'm doing it this way and it feels really good. And yeah, that's great and all, but it doesn't feel good to you. You get to listen to that. You get to decide. And so if you are living a life the way that you think you should, and it is not feeling good, it is time to change that. And you get to pass any external knowledge that you have or anything that anyone's trying to tell you should do differently through your internal wisdom filter and say, but does this feel good to me? And if the answer is no, then don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do something because you're afraid of what somebody might say or think about you. And I know that when I speak that out of my mouth, it is so much easier said than done. But I have been on both ends of this coin. I have been the girl who has done everything that I thought that I should. I was the good girl. I was going to church. I was raising my kids good. I was living the dream, right? Living the dream. We bought the house. We had the kids. We had the dogs. We had it all. And life felt so crappy. And when I really took a step back and I really zoomed out and I was like, okay, why? It is because I was not living a life I wanted to live. I was living the life that somebody thought that I should live to have a good life. But only you can decide what is a good life to you. Only you can decide what is success to you. And so let's take a step back here for a minute. Let's look at your life. Let's decide what's not feeling good, why it's not feeling good, what you would prefer to do instead. Maybe there's a few things that you've been wanting to do differently, but you've been a little scared. What what might happen if you do that thing? Your mom might make a comment. Your sister might be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Right? Does that matter? In the grand scheme of things, does that matter? No, they are not living your life. Only you are living your life. And if it doesn't feel good the way that you're living it, only you can change that. And so let's pass everything that you're doing through your own internal wisdom filter and ask yourself, does this feel good? And if that answer is an astounding no, because if it's not a hell yes, it is a hell no, then let's shift it. Let's create something different. Let's do what you desire to do, and let's do it differently. That is my little piece of my own internal wisdom for you. This is why I love coaching so much, because I am not the coach that's going to be like, do this step and do this step and do this step. I am the coach that's going to be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? Which one feels good for you? Is there something else that feels good for you? And this is what you should be doing in your own life. It's time to stop stressing about what everybody else is thinking about what you're doing. It's time to stop stressing over how you're raising your kids and thinking that it's not good enough or it's not right. There is no right or wrong. There is only the way that you feel that you want to parent your kids, that you want to show up in life, that you want to show up as a friend. And you're the only one that can decide that. So it doesn't matter what anybody says to you externally. You get to pass all of their comments, all of the suggestions through your own internal wisdom and create a life that you love with kids in tow. And I will talk to you next time.